So why it's important to choose a couple of ways to track your weight loss progress, especially if you are just starting your weight loss journey. If you keep track of your progress, there are more chances that you're actually going to reach your weight loss goal or any other goal if it matters. In this case, we actually see the changes. We are able to see the difference between the starting point and the way we are looking now. And there are a couple of ways we actually can do it. So we all know the phrase, what's get measured gets managed. And if you see exactly how these changes are happening, and you see the clear difference between your starting point, how you look before, for example, and the way you look now or some months later on your journey, it keeps you way more motivated and it increases your chances to actually reach your goal. Sometimes we just simply don't see the progress. We see ourselves in the mirror every day, and sometimes it feels like, okay, I'm sitting on a calorie deficit, I'm following this diet, I'm doing these exercises for months already, but there is no progress. So why I'm doing it actually? But actually there is a progress. You just need to decide how exactly you're going to track your progress. And there is actually a couple of ways to do it. And on this weight loss journey that I have recently started, I opt for a couple of them. And I want to share a couple of ideas, and perhaps it's also going to help you on your weight loss journey. So the first way to actually track your progress with weight loss is actually weight. So once you're starting your journey, you need to fix the amount of weight, kilograms or pounds you have. And eventually, while you're losing the weight, you're going to see, hopefully, decreasing and the progress. But it can be a little bit tricky because we know that weight can fluctuate a lot during the day or during some certain periods in your life. That's why a better way to do it is actually look at your average data for a week. So the idea is that every day perfectly it's going to be in the morning after you use your bathroom. You weigh yourself and you should be like in your underwear or maybe even naked. That would be perfectly. Or you should be in the same or similar clothes. In this case, it will be like, more even result. And you should fix it like every day. And after, just calculate the average of this week. Why it's important? Our weight depends on many factors, which can happen even during one day. Sometimes, for example, you had a light dinner, and in the morning you're actually lighter. Or opposite, you had more calorie-rich dinner with more carbs, more salt perhaps. So your body keeps more water, which show the results on your scale next morning. Or opposite, for example, you didn't drink enough water during the day, or you were sweating quite a lot because of some exercises. So your weight can be way low comparing to the previous results. But next day again it can jump up, so it's pretty unstable. And the only way to actually see the trend, to see the tendency, is to measure these average numbers per week. So you measure all your results every morning for 7 days. After, you just take the average, and that's going to be the number we are looking at. You do the same next week and the same, and after you compare already this number. So if there is a tendency lower, okay, you are on the right way. Another pretty efficient way to do so is actually body measurement. So you take a tape and you measure yourself. You can measure your chest area, your belly, your hips, your neck also, maybe some other parts of your body. There are many ways to do it. You can find lots of videos online and see how to do it correctly. This one probably we should do less often, like once a month, in order to see the actual tendency. But it's also a very efficient way, because weight sometimes less stable because of the changes and fluctuation, but it's also because sometimes we are losing more fat, sometimes we are losing more muscles. So it's not so obvious. We can lose like maybe 1 kilo only, but we actually lost pretty big amount of fat in that kilo. Or opposite, we can lose 2 kilograms, but it was mostly our muscles. So there are differences. But if you use actually body measurements, you see the tendency. So once you kind of getting smaller, it means you're actually losing fat. Next one, and I think this is really great idea, and this is the first time I've started it, it's actually taking photos. Just because we see ourselves every day in the mirror, we don't see those slight changes. But if you take your photo once a month, and you can take a couple of photos, like your front side, from your side, from your back, take photo of your face. Face also has lots of changes, and you can see the difference in a couple of months. You do it once a month on one certain day, and you will be also able to see the progress. And it's really important, because sometimes we just simply don't see it while we are in the progress. But those photos, they fixed our result, and we see how much weight we actually lost, or how much different we actually look. Next one is practically a little bit connected, it's your clothes. So you can pick up a couple of clothes that you're going to be testing. It can be a nice pair of jeans or something else that you really like, and you put it on. Again, it's better to take photos, because sometimes we forget how it actually sits on us, or like we can remember it somehow wrong. You know, our memory also can be tricky. So once you do photo, you actually fix it. You see how it looks like. And every month, again, you are trying these clothes on, and you see how different you look in that clothes, and how differently these clothes actually fit you. I think it's a great idea, and this time I took a couple of photos in a couple of clothes that I have, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to look on me later. Next way to measure your progress is actually the way how you feel physically. This is not something you can actually fix, but this is something that you obviously still can track and see. For example, how fast you can climb the stairs comparing to previous you and you now, or your future. How much time it takes for you to have a fast walk, and how you feel after that. Are you out of breath? Do you feel more energetic, and so on? These are quite simple ways, and maybe not so precise, but they still give us a pretty good picture of our progress. Another way how we can do it, it's actually how we feel mentally. So you may have a journal where you're going to track your progress in terms of how you feel. Do you feel more energetic, more motivated today? Do you feel good or bad? Do you feel sleepy, or do you feel something different than you used to? Again, this is probably also not the not very precise way to follow it, to track it, but still it may work for some people, and I'm also going to try it this time. One more way that I think that can be useful, and I remember I had like this feeling in the past once I was losing weight, it's like when you feel less craving. You know, when we are losing our weight, our body also changes in terms of hormones. It's quite a complicated topic, and I'm not a specialist to describe it. You can go to some videos of Andrew Huberman or Peter Attia, watch them, and they will explain you everything. But the idea is, once we're losing weight, we get smaller. Our hormones work different, so our hunger level also can go down. So we may have less cravings than we used to, just because we are not exactly the same person we were a few months before. And once you feel that your cravings go lower, you are more satisfied with the same amount of food, that's actually a pretty good way to see that you're under progress. Those changes are actually happening. And the last way, probably also to track your progress, is the reaction of other people. But this part is a little bit tricky, obviously. So unfortunately, we are not all living in perfect environment. and sometimes unfortunately we have some toxic people in our life, and this is completely different topic. But anyway, after a while, you may hear that people telling you that, oh my god, you have lost so much weight, you look way slimmer, and this is actually also the sign that you're losing weight. Sometimes maybe you don't see it yourself, again, because you see yourself every day in the mirror, so it's harder to see this progress. But if you see somebody who you are not seeing like every day, it's not like somebody who's your family member, perhaps your friends, and if they tell you that, oh my god, you look slimmer, have you lost some weight, then it's actually also a good way to track your progress. So I hope you find this information useful. I'm going to share my journey with these ways of tracking my progress as well every month, and hopefully in like 6 or so months I will be able to show you pretty good result. First of all, I will be able to show myself this good result. If you have some more ideas how we can track our weight loss progress, please share with me, because now I'm still at the beginning of my weight loss journey, and I'm trying to collect more ideas to keep myself motivated, to keep myself accountable, and eventually reach my goals. Thank you, and see you soon.